Now, organizational structure we talked about a little bit, right? And so organizational structure, it mentioned that we're supposed to know something about organizational structure. Did it tell us anything in this book? Much? Did you find it? Well, maybe we'll get into that a little more in later readings. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some organizational structure real quick. Are you guys about worn out? I'm about worn out. Are you worn out?
Yes.
You can be honest.
Okay, we are.
Okay. 90% of organizations fall into three types: hierarchical, matrix, or some task force or combination. Okay, what is that? We have a project manager at the staff level, and everybody else looks like that. What kind of organizational structure is that? Probably didn't talk about much. It's basically a functional organizational structure. Okay? How about this? There's a project manager under engineering. He gets his members from each one of these other places. Is that, what kind of organizational structure is that? How about functional? Because they're still functions, right? Doesn't matter where the project manager is. Okay, now, what about this guy? Project manager here, whole bunch of people under an engineering. Person comes in from manufacturing. What kind of organizational structure is that? Does it look functional? It's functional. The point is that functional means that you have functional groups. It doesn't matter where the project manager is. You know, just functional groups. Okay? Advantages are you can really build a bunch of knowledge into these functional areas, because you have engineers worried about engineering stuff, financial people worried about financial stuff, so you can get expertise. Disadvantages: the client's not focused activity as much. Okay, there's other things too. All right, this one, what does this look like? No? Kind of. All right, there's general manager here, there's engineering, there's R&D, there's all these people here. Is that functional? But there's a project manager as equal to all these other guys. Is that functional? Okay. This is a task force type of organizational structure, but it's a functional organization, so you're correct. But it's got a task force in it. Anybody ever lived through Y2K? Were you in business during Y2K where you actually had... Yeah, everybody's checking their pulse to see if they're still alive in 2008 because I said it that way. What I meant to say.
Maybe it's just me and I'm really tired.
Did anybody work through Y2K?
Yes.
That would be a good example of a task force in the banking industry. They put a whole bunch of people together in a team, and they became a powerful team because Y2K was going to wipe out the bank. Okay, so that's kind of an example of a task force. And there's other examples of other things. All right, now this is a projectized structure. Can you see a projects go over on that side and functional over on this side? So it has two different areas. Anybody ever work here? Projectized? That's not done a lot except for some organizations that have a lot of R&D movement. All right. Okay, there's a matrix structure. Does that look like a matrix? Good answer. See, this is kind of functional, and there's projects, and those project managers become permanent project managers in a lot of cases, and they get all their people from this group, and this could be a consulting type role where the projects change and the expertise, these people really reside under different managers and expertise. Does that make sense? Okay. Did you read anything about this stuff?
In formal classes, I didn't read in this material.
Okay. All right. Well, it said my instructions were talking about organizational types, so I assume that this is what it.
We did read in this. We read about functional and.
Okay. So we're doing.
But we did not talk about task force or.
Yeah, I added some other stuff, so it'd be more worldly wise and stuff. And Okay, so matrix organizational structure, this is it. And see the alpha team, alpha team, alpha team member. Doesn't matter where these combination of these people come from. All right, now matrix organization has to be a philosophy. You have matrix structure, you have a matrix systems. You know, people keep track of their time differently. You have a culture that accepts this, and you have a behavior, and that's a true matrix organization. And so that's all I'm going to say about that, because you have that material in your book somewhat. And let's see. How about we stop here? I know, it's way past time to stop, right?